What's up, everyone? Have you ever noticed that police cars are changing? Look around and you'll see more SUVs than ever before patrolling our streets. But are they actually better than the classic police sedan? That's exactly what we're diving into today. We're breaking down SUVs versus sedans in 7 critical categories: speed, handling, utility, cost, officer safety, fuel efficiency, and real-world performance. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which vehicle type comes out on top for law enforcement. Before we get into the battle, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Also, drop a comment below telling us, have you ever been pulled over by an SUV or a sedan? Let's see which one is more common. This is going to be good. Let's jump in. First up, speed and acceleration. When it comes to chasing down suspects, which vehicle has the advantage? Let's compare 2 popular police vehicles: the Dodge Charger Pursuit, the king of police sedans, versus the Ford Police Interceptor Utility, which is basically an Explorer on steroids. The sedan. The Dodge Charger Pursuit with the 5.7-liter Hemi V8 produces 370 horsepower and can hit 0 to 60 in about 5.8 seconds. Top speed? Around 150 miles per hour. That's seriously quick. The Charger sits low, has a long wheelbase, and is built for high-speed highway pursuits. The SUV, the Ford Police Interceptor Utility with the 3.0-liter EcoBoost V6 makes 400 horsepower and goes 0 to 60 in about 5.7 seconds. Top speed is approximately 150 miles per hour as well. Wait, what? The SUV is just as fast? Here's the thing. Modern police SUVs have closed the gap dramatically. They're heavier, yes, but they've got more powerful engines to compensate. However, sedans still have a slight edge in pure acceleration and feel more agile at high speeds because of their lower center of gravity. In real-world pursuits, sedans historically perform better at sustained high speeds, but the difference is getting smaller every year. Winner: sedan. But barely. It's closer than you'd think. Round 2 is all about handling. Can these vehicles actually corner, dodge, and maneuver when things get intense? The sedan. Sedans have a lower center of gravity, which means less body roll when cornering at speed. The Dodge Charger, Chevy Caprice, and Ford Taurus Police Interceptor all handle like sports sedans. They're responsive, predictable, and officers can push them hard through corners without feeling like they're going to tip over. Police driving instructors love sedans for high-speed tactical driving because they're more stable during emergency maneuvers like J-turns, precision immobilization technique, and high-speed lane changes. That low center of gravity is physics working in your favor. The SUV. SUVs sit higher, which means more body roll in corners. However, modern SUVs have sophisticated suspension systems, electronic stability control, and all-wheel drive that help compensate. The Ford Interceptor Utility actually handles surprisingly well for its size. But here's where SUVs shine: tight urban environments. Their shorter overhangs and tighter turning radius make them easier to maneuver in parking lots, narrow streets, and crowded city blocks. They can navigate obstacles that sedans struggle with, so it depends on the environment. Highway and high-speed pursuits? Sedan wins. Urban and tight spaces? SUV takes it. Winner: sedan. For traditional pursuit driving, but SUVs are competitive in cities. Now we get to one of the biggest advantages of SUVs: utility and cargo space. This is where things get interesting. The sedan. A typical police sedan has a trunk. That's it. You can fit your rifle case, some traffic cones, maybe a first aid kit and some equipment. The rear seats don't fold down in most police sedans because, well, that's where suspects sit. Total cargo capacity? Around 16 cubic feet in something like a Charger. Officers often have to Tetris their equipment into the trunk, and if they need to transport larger items like evidence boxes, bicycle units, or specialized gear, they're out of luck. The SUV. Police SUVs offer 40 to 80 cubic feet of cargo space behind the rear seats, and even more if you fold those seats down. We're talking multiple rifles, shields, K9 units, medical equipment, traffic control gear, and more. Everything is organized and accessible. Here's the kicker. Many departments are moving to SUVs specifically because of this. Modern policing requires more equipment than ever. Officers carry laptops, printers, multiple weapon systems, body cameras, drones, and specialized gear. SUVs can actually function as mobile command centers. If you're enjoying this comparison, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. We've got 4 more rounds to go, and the competition is heating up. K9 units especially benefit from SUVs. Dogs have proper ventilation, climate control, and space to move. In a sedan, not so much. Winner, SUV. And it's not even close. The utility advantage is massive. Round 4 might be the most important. Officer safety. When things go wrong, which vehicle protects our officers better? The sedan. Sedans have excellent crash test ratings. The Dodge Charger and Ford Police Interceptor both score well in frontal and side impact crashes. The low profile also makes them less visible targets in some tactical situations. However, sedans sit low to the ground. When an officer is pulled over on the side of a highway, they're sitting at bumper height for semi-trucks and SUVs. That's dangerous. Studies show that officers in sedans are at higher risk during roadside incidents. The SUV. SUVs sit higher, which gives officers better visibility of their surroundings. They can see over traffic, spot threats earlier, and have a commanding view of any situation. This is huge for situational awareness. In crashes, the higher ride height and additional mass provide advantages in certain collision scenarios, particularly when struck by another passenger vehicle. Officers are less likely to be injured when impacted by a car at sedan height. SUVs also offer better protection during tactical situations. The higher ground clearance can be useful in rough terrain, and the additional bulk provides more cover during critical incidents. There's also the ergonomic factor. Officers getting in and out of vehicles dozens of times per shift experience less back and knee strain with SUVs. The higher seating position is easier on the body over a 20 or 30-year career. Winner, SUV. The visibility, crash protection, and ergonomics give it the edge. Let's talk money. Police departments have budgets, and every dollar matters. Which vehicle gives you more bang for your buck? The sedan. Purchase price for a police sedan ranges from about $28,000 to $38,000 depending on the model and configuration. The Dodge Charger Pursuit starts around $32,000. That's relatively affordable. Maintenance costs are also lower. Sedans have simpler drivetrains, smaller brakes, and less complex suspension systems. Parts are readily available, and most mechanics can work on them. Over the vehicle's lifetime, you're looking at lower total cost of ownership. Sedans also depreciate more slowly in the police market because there's decades of established demand. When departments sell their used vehicles, sedans hold value reasonably well. The SUV. Police SUVs start around $35,000 and can go up to $45,000 or more for fully equipped models. That's a significant premium up front. Maintenance is more expensive too. Larger brakes, all-wheel drive systems, bigger tires, and more complex suspension all cost more to maintain. SUVs go through brakes and tires faster because of their weight. However, here's where it gets interesting. Many departments are finding that despite higher upfront costs, SUVs can be more cost-effective overall. Why? Because one SUV can replace multiple specialized vehicles. Instead of needing a patrol car plus a separate vehicle for K9, plus another for equipment transport, one SUV does it all. Make sure you're subscribed because we're getting to the final rounds and the winner might surprise you. Drop a comment with your prediction. Departments also report that SUVs last longer in service and have fewer issues with ground clearance damage, especially in areas with rough roads or winter conditions. Winner. Sedan. Lower purchase and maintenance costs, but SUVs offer better versatility per vehicle. Round 6 is fuel efficiency. With thousands of police vehicles idling for hours and driving hundreds of miles daily, fuel costs add up fast. The sedan. The Dodge Charger AWD with the V6 gets about 19 mpg city and 30 mpg highway. Even the V8 Hemi manages around 16 city and 25 highway. These are respectable numbers for vehicles that weigh over 4,000 pounds and carry heavy equipment. Sedans have better aerodynamics, less weight, and smaller engines can deliver adequate performance. Over a year of 24/7 patrol operations, this translates to thousands of dollars in fuel savings per vehicle. The SUV, the Ford Police Interceptor Utility with the EcoBoost V6 gets approximately 16 miles per gallon city and 22 miles per gallon highway. The more powerful twin-turbo V6 drops to about 15 city and 21 highway. That's a significant difference. In a large department with hundreds of vehicles, the extra fuel costs can reach into the millions annually. However, modern hybrid police SUVs are changing the game. The Ford Police Interceptor Utility Hybrid achieves up to 24 miles per gallon combined, which is competitive with sedans. These hybrids can also idle on electric power, saving even more fuel during long traffic stops or stakeouts. Winner, sedan. Traditional SUVs use more fuel, but hybrid SUVs are closing the gap rapidly. Final round, what actually works better in real-world policing? Let's look at what officers and departments are choosing. The reality, according to recent data, SUVs now make up over 60% of new police vehicle purchases in the United States. That's a massive shift from just 10 years ago when sedans dominated. Why the change? Let's hear from actual officers. Many report that SUVs better meet their daily needs. The visibility is better, they can transport equipment more easily, and the versatility means they're prepared for anything. K-9 officers overwhelmingly prefer SUVs. Community policing units love them for carrying outreach materials. However, highway patrol and pursuit specialized units still prefer sedans. State troopers often choose Chargers because they spend most of their time on highways, where speed and handling matter most. The weather factor. In northern states with heavy snow, SUVs with all-wheel drive are essential. Sedans, even with winter tires, struggle in deep snow. Departments in places like Colorado, Minnesota, and Maine have almost completely switched to SUVs. The urban vs. rural divide. Urban departments are going mostly SUV for the utility and versatility. Rural departments are mixed, with some preferring sedans for the vast highway miles they cover. Here's something interesting. Some departments are going with a mixed fleet strategy. They keep sedans for highway patrol and high-speed roles, but use SUVs for general patrol, K-9, and community policing. This gives them the best of both worlds. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We're about to reveal the overall winner. Also, comment below. Are you Team SUV or Team Sedan? All right, let's tally up the score. Speed and acceleration, sedan wins handling. Sedan wins utility, and cargo, SUV wins dominantly. Officer safety, SUV wins cost. Sedan wins fuel efficiency. Sedan wins real-world use. SUV wins. That's 4 rounds for sedans, 3 for SUVs. But wait, before we declare a winner, we need to consider what matters most. The winner is, it depends. Here's the truth. There's no universal answer. The best choice depends on the specific needs of each department. Choose sedans if you prioritize high-speed pursuit capability. Budget is extremely tight. Most of your patrol is highway-based. Fuel costs are a major concern. You have specialized vehicles for other tasks. Choose SUV as if you need versatility and cargo space. Officer safety and visibility are priorities. You operate in harsh weather conditions. You want one vehicle that can do multiple jobs. You're doing community policing or K-9 work. Trend is clear though. SUVs are becoming the default choice for most departments because modern policing requires flexibility. They're good enough at everything, even if sedans are better at some specific tasks. And there you have it, the great SUV versus sedan debate broken down. Both have their place in law enforcement, and we're likely to see mixed fleets for years to come. Before you go, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and drop a comment telling us which vehicle you think is better. Are you Team SUV or Team Sedan? Let's see what the consensus is. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.